If you thought the situation with real estate was wild, you ain't seen nothing yet. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. We need to look at real estate, and I'm going to show you the most uneven, the most unbelievable circumstance with real estate. It's going on right here in 2024. I'm going to bring you the charts. I'm going to bring you the data and the articles that you need to know so that you can remain informed. But as always, actually look in the comment section for some fantastic resources. People are constantly giving the information around where they live. They might just be anecdotal information coming from the average person. It might be from real estate agents, brokers, and so on. So I do appreciate those comments where we can all learn from the grassroots. Property prices boomed here during 2020, and now they're being slashed as soaring numbers of homes sit unsold. We're talking about Florida. Prices are stagnating and housing supply has soared in some parts of the state. The state was flooded with newcomers during 2020's home buying boom. Florida has built homes, but many locals have been priced out of the market. You've seen this, of course, but understand what's happening here is that, yes, there have been a lot of people moving in, a lot of building that's been taking place, but at the same time, you have to have that growth within reason. Everything will return to its natural level, which could be higher than where it was before. But when we get exaggerated, usually it has a whipsaw kind of effect, a beach ball effect. It comes right back up. All right. Just got to watch out. Okay. Out of town home buyers no longer see Florida as a place to get amazing value. They're moving to North Carolina, Tennessee to get a good deal. Many local blue collar workers have been priced out of home ownership too. And so you're seeing this in several different parts, by the way, but just know that you can't continue this forever. It's not possible. Looking at it overall, though, what has happened is that the investment potential has suddenly declined. Florida happens to be one of those places where we should always pay attention to. Yes, people live there, they work there, more businesses moving there, but it's a vacation place. So sometimes people will say, you know what, I really don't need to have this place. I'm going to sell it off. It's my secondary home. I need cash. I need liquidity. I'm going to sell that place. So that's what happens. At the same time, you've got a lot of Airbnbs, short-term rentals happening. And, one of the factors with Florida is the insurance costs are extremely high, and that is becoming a burden for a lot of people. Also, HOA fees. So if you have what are also called strata fees, what are called condo fees, people are really dealing with this, and you could see it in this article as well. Florida's real estate sellers slashing home prices as inventory surges to uncomfortable levels. In the west coast of Florida, the number of houses up for sale and the rate at which the current owners are cutting their asking prices is soaring. So you could see that, again, same information, HOA fees, insurance fees, they're talking about that here. But let's go north. New condo sales in the Toronto area hit low not seen since the financial crisis. So this is becoming an issue for condos being built up. Okay, 50 stories here, 50 stories there. Every single unit was, hey, we're going to sell them all. But now suddenly people want out. The mortgage rates are insanely high, and they're now actually underwater. They are underwater in what they can get, even though rents are absurd. So this is happening all over the place. That's for condo sales. Single family homes, very different story. And so, of course, when you look out, that's residential. But when you look out into the commercial, it's a problem that we are now seeing the potential for some of them to start to pivot. If it's a residential, what are you going to do? But if it's commercial, you're a mall, you're an office building, you've got to, quote unquote, pivot, or you're going to be in big trouble. California malls are killing the food court for something new. And they give several different examples of what, different spots are doing. But I just think it's interesting to see that, hey, look, if they are willing to do this, if they are willing to make some changes, maybe they can survive. Otherwise, Nope. There's way too much retail. There's way too much office. They better make some changes fast. And by the way, if they're not making changes, well then, you know where to look, all right, for some potential opportunities, or maybe you just want to stand clear. The GTA, that's the Greater Toronto Area, expected to surpass Vancouver as Canada's most expensive housing market in 2024. Now, that's not in terms of dollars, but when we look at it in comparison to what people make, it's the most expensive place. I mean, it is absurd, truly absurd. That's the Greater Toronto Area. All right, congrats to Toronto. Office market availability rate hits record high in San Francisco. You got a problem, of course. They're not working, they're working from home. They're not working for the offices. This is the worst, actually, in San Francisco of all places. The work from home from 2020 just stayed on. In some other places, they're like, no, you're coming back to work. In San Francisco, it's like, okay, apparently we don't need any more offices. What are they going to do? They better convert to data centers if they can. They better convert into something else because they're in big trouble. Developers offering special incentives to buyers as demand for new Toronto condos continues to plummet. They're trying to attract them with, hey, we'll give you discounted or free parking, which, by the way, parking spaces can go upwards of $100,000 in some of these places. So looking at this, you're just seeing that they're struggling, okay? It's everybody down the line. The tenant is struggling. The landlord, like if it's a small mom and pop landlord, they're struggling too. You got the lender or the developer saying, yeah, we're in trouble. And then the lender is holding on at this time. Some of them in the United States, if they're the regional banks, for instance, they are dealing with some problems. But of course, this goes just one step at a time, right? And then we have this office loan defaults near historic levels with billions on the line. Over $38 billion of U.S. office buildings face loan defaults, foreclosures, or other forms of distress. That's the highest amount since 2012. You see what's happening here? Very, very negative, wouldn't you say? But it's not all negative. Look at this, LVMH, Louis Vuitton, right? Their new path to people's hearts and pockets is through sprawling real estate empires in New York, Paris, and Miami. So there's a lot of money that's still there. No question about it. But it's only in a small group of people's hands, and the general masses are paying more for everything else that they've been used to. They don't want to give up going to the restaurants. They don't want to give up doing the things that they love. So they're spending more, and they're spending more. And they might have some equity in their home now, lots of equity, and they're willing to spend that up. They're saying, look, I got to live my life. I got to keep up with the Jones or Kardashians, maybe. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. And certainly I'm just trying to highlight that there's not everybody's feeling it evenly. And this is apparently new energy rules that are going through will raise the cost of a new home by $31,000. New HUD energy rules will raise the cost of a home construction by imposing stricter building codes. Payback time is 90 years. Look, whether this is accurate or not, it's coming from, Mish. So I think that, the calculations have been done, and it's $31,000. That means more inflation. That's all. It's just more inflation, higher prices for you. Does that affect somebody who's building a mega mansion? No, they don't care. If it's 30,000, if it's 100,000, they don't care. Okay, it affects the average person who already cannot afford a home. This is showing us the price of the homes have been going up now basically for a year. So there is reason to look at this and say, hey, we were told about deflation and I'm not seeing it. This is the 1 year price change percentage by metro area at the top of the list, San Diego. All right, San Diego's on the top of the list, and you're seeing other names like Los Angeles, like New York, and others. All right. So just understand what's happening here. It is not evenly spread. It's not evenly spread between commercial real estate and residential. It's not evenly spread between the haves and the have-nots. It's not spread geographically anywhere. But we have to understand what is central to all of this, to all of it, is the central banks. Their activities have created this, put this in place, and guess what? It's all intentional. What can you do as an individual? That's right. You just get in your time machine, go back in time, and then buy everything up for cheap, for pennies on the dollar, what seems like at today's prices, right? No, that would be nice. But what we have to do is take action today. That's all we can do. And we don't take action tomorrow, we take action today. Some of the things that we can do, of course, is buying in bulk. I've talked about it countless times. You have to buy in bulk. How are you going to buy in bulk? Of course, you can go to the Costco's and all that. That's okay. You can go to other places. There's some people go to Winco. Some people go to, I don't really see Walmart as a discount store in that respect, especially, you know, yes, it's, I think now the biggest grocery chain that exists now, Walmart. But the point is you want to be able to go to the produce terminals. And when you go to the produce terminals in your area, you might be saying like, what the heck is a produce terminal? Just search produce terminal and then the name of your city. A lot of them are open to the public, not all of them. But check it out, produce terminal, as well as go to your local farmers. Yes, going to that farmer might take an hour and a half for you to get there. But if you're buying in bulk, you're splitting with family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, that's something that you do, you know, maybe once a month, and you could be getting a significant discount on it, not just, you know, $5 off coupon. I'm not talking about that. You have to start doing this and take these measures. There's way more that you can be doing. I talk about that on my Sunday Business Live session, like a whole different world. If you're interested in that, if you want like just free stuff, then check my playlists. My playlists are full of free information. But if you want more information about the Sunday Business Live, where we talk about building an online business so that we can be free from all of this stuff, potentially, check the link at the top of the description. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't hit it once. Don't hit it twice. Try thrice. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.